Hey, this is Blaine with Stocks for Beer Trading, and I want to go over a few stocks on watch here for September the 25th. First one I got here is Bioscience, PURE. Watch for over 120. I'm long this from 115. Um, Obviously, if it doesn't get through 120 in the morning, I'll probably just bail on the thing, but I like this chart for bottom bounce here. Nice volume spike yesterday, so if it gets through 120, it should pop. MEA, watch for through 290. If it gets over 290, it might be ready for the next leg higher. Nice little uptrend here off bottom since the beginning of August. ROSG, former runner. I'm really watching this 7 spot. I think if it can break through 7 in the next few days, probably gets a pretty good pop out of it. If we zoom out, I'll show you that this is what it did back in May. Ran from $2 to $22. Not saying it goes from 7 back towards 20, but I would say 9 or 10 is probably not out of the question if it can bust through 7. ATTU, lighter volume stock for an $8 stock, but if it gets through that 8 spot, I wouldn't be surprised to see it test these highs from back in June or July. HCII, little pennant could be argued that was formed on the daily chart there in September. It broke out. Kind of needs follow through over 24. If it gets through 24, I wouldn't be surprised to see it get a buck or two over the next few days. MSO up 12% yesterday. Not really sure what to think about this yet, but nice little move. So it's just worth watching. If something sets up for it, then I'll alert it and possibly trade it. But for right now, it's just a watch. We'll see where it does from here. PAYD, same idea. It's just worth watching to see if anything comes of it. See if there's any follow through or another setup that we could possibly trade off this thing. Nice volume again yesterday and good price action, so it's worth watching. EGLE needs through 4. I really like this chart here coming off this basically bottom consolidation for the past couple months, and if it can get through 4, it could definitely pop. It needs volume, of course, but I would think a lot of traders would have this on watch for the force break. So if it goes, it should get volume and possibly turn into a runner. CDTI, former runner. If we scroll out, see what I mean? It's capable of running a buck or two. Back in October, it ran from 2 to 4. Again, these things are pretty unpredictable as far as how high they're going to run in any given time frame, but nonetheless, watch this sucker for over 324, basically yesterday's high, for a continuation move of this bullish push. ZLC, pretty crazy the past few months here. It's just been crazy runner. Covered it several times in the chat room. Nonetheless, watch for 650. If it gets through 650, it might even have one more push in it. Actually, if we look at the long-term chart, monthly view here, you'll actually see that this thing in 2005, it was trading at $33. And it's really, it could be argued that it's trying to come out of this recent trend from 2009 to now. This, to me, is a bottom pattern that could bring some attention, could get some buyers, and could go higher still. Obviously, this would be a long-term chart if you really wanted to play this sucker for the long term, towards like 850 or $9. But again, that's not my game. My game is to play quick trades off of just the daily breakouts or intraday breakouts. So I'm watching for the over 650 move for a quick pop. Save the World Air, zero. This is a ticker symbol. Huge run in September. I alerted this thing originally back here as we're coming off of 55, 60 break. stellar run since then. Then I even alerted it over the 105 spot here. It's now sitting at a buck 89. So awesome run on this sucker. Basically, if you're in this thing, I would be definitely considering taking profits if you haven't already, and watch for any dips to maybe play for a quick intraday bounce. Because even yesterday it dipped to, it opened strong and then dipped back to 160 and then took off again towards 180. So I mean, you might be able to play intraday dips on this thing and ride it for a couple cents. I would just assume that this thing eventually has a pretty decent pullback on it. I mean, it needs to. It needs to get some sellers to take profits and consolidate before we can get another wave of buyers. But I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll get one big parabolic push towards like 2 or 250. But eventually, this will have a major sell-off, and I just don't want you to be in on that and get stuck hanging on to it to the bottom. So just make sure you're taking profit on the way up on this thing if you're still riding it. Otherwise, I'll try to mention the dips on this thing better to see if we can't play them for a couple cents. Might even look for shares to short if it acts right that direction too. So anyway, that's your watch list for September the 25th. I'll see you guys in the chat room.